10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback. And it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
No chance. Check. I got him. Check my 40.
From the gun, here's Watson. He gets it to Thomas. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Give him 32 on the play.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson buying time to his left. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and forever.
Where's the tag? Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
To throw is Watson. Forced out to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, Watson. That's complete. It's Bell. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And this one is right down the middle. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
At their own 25-yard line.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
We own it. Pilot, 64, weak. Go. Check. Big dribble.
A give, running right, Lindsay. Oh, what a juke into space. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. Ready. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Begin. Yo, go. General West. 10, under 10. Go.
Throwing on first down is Locke. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
X3, 218, chop it. Hey, lock it. Hey,
Now Locke throwing on second down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have taken the lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. McManus's point after is good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year can... Continues. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Hey, let's go. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Let's go.
Here's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. It's picked up by the Broncos. And an alley to run. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
17-yard line.
What is that? 19! 51 tonight! They not ready for this, man. 55! They still playing soccer. Y'all find them, go!
Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. Texans football to start quarter 2. After one, a 14-3 ball game. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Slip. Open the court. It goes to you, it's you. It comes to me, it's me.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going for the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball to make a big play. Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
6-man. You draw Corker. Check curls. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Fair. Hey, Delta. Kill. Put up. Ready.
Blocked again here on 2nd and 10. They'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. It's a big play there for the Broncos. And even 40 yards.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Go. Rush in. Rock it. Sit up. Hey, switch gears. Get it.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check. 54. Mike, 51.
From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Caught here by Bell. Taking it right down Broadway. 20. Touchdown, Houston. Le'Veon Bell. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. A try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, right now, they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Topper!
On 2nd down, here's Locke. This is the tight end fan. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Protein spill. 5. Slight. Look at me. Zip snap.
Lock now on 1st down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the 1st half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 25-yard line.
Right. Clear. 51 the mic, boy. 51. It's our time. It's our time.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. But that's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
36. Greystone travel. Ready.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Go out. Hey, Sam off. Coming. Whip. Watch the whip. Chest. Take go.
On third down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Texans take over first and 10. That's their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
A gain of 16 on the play. But it's third down.
We're set. 19. 24. Yeah. You don't want none. Bang, 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 bang.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Taken in at the 11. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10.
Pilot, 64, weak. Hard. Leo. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 43. Set, go.
Block now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take a shot right away for the end. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Kill. Hey, 31. Hey, 34.
Watson now, operating from the gun. He's letting this one go for... Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen.
He's got a man, complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That goes for a gain of 31.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Echo. Check 26. Look, squeeze. Go.
On 1st down, Locke. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Block now. Nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Check 9. Hey, Charlie. Hey, lock it. General West. Ready.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Yes. Smoke. Look at me. Go. Shoot.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game.
Check 25. Check X3. 218. Chopper. Shoot.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Go. Me. I got this.
51's the mic. 51's the mic.
Focus, defense, focus. Go, Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Fair. Hit it.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go.
16-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Four receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. Watson. Got an open man. It's QT. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Undercrest. 55. Pick the edge. Go. Check 50.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
19. I'm coming after you.
Check it back.
54.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson rolling to his right. He'll run it. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 38. Watson now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Back to throw, Watson. There he goes inside the 30. Open man is QT, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line.
19 yards. And the Texans' first down.
Go set. 19. 51. Record. Watch twist. 59. Check out. He's coming. We got double up.
On first down, Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the gun, here's Watson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Bradley Chubb in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Watch the screen. Let him go.
To throw is Watson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Now it's Watson. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And his kick is indeed good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, watch the slant. He's crushed. Topper. Hey, team 6.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Check 99. Check.
Hey, orbit.
Mike 51. Oh, you got deep? Mike 51.
Hey. Fire.
Locked to throw on 2nd down. He sets to fire deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun.
Rock it.
He's checking. Crash.
You're out.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Keep dribbling.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A big play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Here's Bell. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson, he finds his target, Fuller. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Watch the screen. Now.
Mike 5-5.
Go.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, high 7. Hey. 51. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hey, Sam off.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. He completes this to Sutton. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Cortland Sutton with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Broncos 45, Texans 20. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more... And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat.
30 base.
I'm going to run you over.
Greystone, travel.
Check 37. Check 37. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Go.
Motion. Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man.
They'll run on 1st down. Lindsey, he'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Phillip Lindsey, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 17. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Watch the edge.
Let's go.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Jet bomber.
Check four, check four.
Ready?
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Sponge.
Yep. Hey, Haywood.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they face a 3rd and 15 here following the delay of game.
64, weak. Lightning.
Watch.
Get it.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And it's taken in at the 9. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Ricky. Check. Check. Motion.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Von Miller in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
Go! Hey, Alpha!
Check three.
Clear. Hit it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got his big tight end, Fant. They get only a yard there. Now it's third and goal.
1 yard on the play. It's now third and goal.
Well, they've got it down to the 3, but now this is third and goal.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Look, squeeze.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling again.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Hey, alert! 51 the mic, boy. 51.
One last throw here for Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory.